Hello everyone, Alexis here, and today I wanted to talk to you about the uniqueness of each and every one of you, each and every one of us, and also of our journey. So very often times when that time comes for each and every one of you, when you go onto a deeper communion, deeper connection with your soul self, a soul will initiate a different unique path for you, and all of those things that perhaps you were involved in, you derived great comfort, great pleasure, joy, friendships with people. Perhaps it has to do with spiritual groups, with friendships, with all sorts of things like this. And your soul will initiate, your own time away from all these things for a while at least, because you go into this time of deeper communion, of building, of developing, of allowing a deeper trust for yourself, for your own self, for your inner voice, for your inner feelings, for your inner guidance, and all of that sometimes means that you do leave all of those things that you found so comforting, that you found so right up until that very moment. And it was nothing wrong with them, and you can make that, letting go much less painful if you know what's going on, rather than going through some kind of suffering, fighting, going through all these different kind of disillusionment with places that you've been in. Rather, you just simply realize you don't have to go there in those spaces. You can just acknowledge that, yep, you need time with you and you and you. And it doesn't mean that those spaces are not right anymore for other people who are not in where you are. They are. You see, when you go into these realms of deeper communion with your soul, of deeper embodiment, these kind of things like right and wrong, they just lose any old meaning, and you just completely change your relationship with those things. You don't even think about those things anymore because they are a little bit of a waste of time. And instead, you can enjoy the beauty around you and of people, of other creatures, because so much time gets released from all those kinds of pointless things that don't actually achieve anything but just keep you locked in, keep you imprisoned within the old patterns. So this deeper communion with your soul self, it is amazing, it is magical. You experience so many new things. You experience yourself in a very, very different way, like you've never experienced yourself before. And you feel new things. And of course, it also means that you feel those very uncomfortable things also, because they too have to be integrated, released, let go of. So this multidimensional experience with your soul self can only happen when you redirect yourself from following everything on the outside. And it doesn't mean that you don't take comfort, it doesn't mean that it won't come back, you see, but it will come back in a new way, in a free way, in a way that it's not, that it's not feeding the energies, in a way that is free and joyful for everyone involved. And so it does mean, though, that a lot of the time you do walk just like this on your own. And this time is magical. It's not boring, because the insights flow, all the new senses, you have time to feel them, to experience them. And you just move out of the realms where you used to live, within your own limitations, within the limitations that perhaps you have learned from others for sure, but that you have placed there. And that, initially can be quite hard to allow yourself to experience, because you think, if it was me, why did I go through such difficult times? I wouldn't have done that to myself. And yet we did. We have done that to ourselves. So that is the challenging part of realizing that you're a creator of your own reality. But again, I found that there's no point in actually hanging out in this kind of space. So I just move out. Even if there aren't any answers to that, I just move out into the new. And I just choose the movement. I choose the movement of energy. I choose to allow the new to come in. And that's what I do. Rather than spending the time trying to answer questions of the mind that never get never get answered satisfactorily to the mind. You see, that you never will find answers that will really forever satisfy the mind. So in this way, you can let that go, and you can just choose and step into the space of something more enjoyable, of something that is much more to your liking than the old realities ever were. And so this work is actually, each and every one of us have to do this kind of work. And yet again, it depends on you and the choices that you make as to how you're going to experience this. Is it going to be difficult and challenging and hard and kicking and screaming? Or you're going to look at it as an adventure into yourself, an adventure into the communion of you with your own soul. So that's the cicadas, the song of cicadas. It's very loud at times at this time of the year, rainy season. Here it is hot and humid, and mosquitoes and everything else that the tropics bring. And so in this space, I'm going to leave you for now. Until next time, bye bye.